There's a reason you should go into things with a plan. Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. So, I actually forgot. I hadn't put out a video discussing my intentions when I made my live stream, basically saying that I was taking a break. And of course, right now, it's started pissing it down here in the middle of Norwich, because that's what it always does here. Just can't catch a break with this shit, can I? Who said tell the 50 Kit Kats that? Shut up, you! I'm not that bad! I've only had like 6 in the last week. For fuck's sake. And that was over the course of the last week, not all in 6 minutes or whatever. But jokes aside, I was serious on the live stream when I said I planned to take a break. I just didn't know whenabouts. And obviously coming down with the lurgy did not do me any favours whatsoever. And honestly, I do kind of feel like I should have covered some of these stories that have been coming out about Keir the traitor Starmer. I didn't want to do it though, and all you hear is because I'm dying because I'm coughing my lungs out. Well, one of the biggest stories that has come out is, of course, the fact that most of Europe, including our spineless Keir the traitor Starmer, have now decided they are recognising a plasticine state. I'm sure Fisher-Price are going to make a lot of dough with that one. Anyway, this wanker has now decided he's going to recognise the plasticine state, aka a bunch of teas, basically. But are we really surprised at this point? Because quite frankly, it doesn't surprise me in the slightest. I mean, between Russia and Syria, and between Ukraine and Afghan and what have you, and Israel, well, is it any wonder that this man has decided to showcase his allegiance to the so-called religion of peace? Especially when you consider one of the very first speeches he gave in the wake of the Southport riots was, "I will do everything I can to protect the Muslim community." Never mind the English, the Welsh, the Scots, and all the other people who've integrated with our society. No, let's go and prioritise the people who are invading our country, turning our country into a third world shithole, and then complain us for having a problem with that. Because last time I checked, this is a Christian country. But now there are even articles from the oligarchy's newspapers that are saying that true Christians should disavow the far right, effectively. Well, one thing's for sure, you're going to be facing the cross one way or the other. You're either going to face the Christianity cross, and the other X looks something like this. Because we, the people, are sick and tired of this oligarchy continually treating its own citizens like second-class citizens. You would almost expect this sort of thing back in the oldie days when there was such thing as the slave trade. Back when people's morals were not exactly brilliant. But this is 2025, and yet we have traitors in Parliament who are desecrating our Christian values. We have a king who is not protecting the faith of Christianity and is instead preaching Islam. Knowing this, the king should have been deposed almost immediately as soon as this was found out. Likewise, Keir the traitor Starmer should have been kicked out of office the moment he decided to declare his allegiance to one section of the English community. Well, actually, no, they're not English really, are they? At least most of them aren't anyway. But the moment he declared his allegiance to Islam, he should have been booted out, just like that. But of course, our oligarchy aren't going to do that, and dictators never resign. And to make matters worse, now that this treacherous sectarian bastard has decided he's now going to support the claim to a plasticine state, now these people, well, take a page out of the Danegeld. They're demanding reparations. They are not entitled to a single fucking penny. Because at this point, we already know those who are supporting plasticine are effectively supporting Hamas. And we know that Hamas are a prescribed tea group. Therefore, any support for plasticine is supporting teas. But of course, the mainstream media won't tell you this. You know the drill, folks. Because say it with me. It doesn't suit the narrative. But we're all supposed to sit here and take it. We're all supposed to sit here and pretend that there was only 150,000 people at the rally in London, when the helicopter that was actually hired by Tommy Robinson and his crew actually showcased some of the at least 1 million people that were up there. We're supposed to accept our replacement as a invasive, intrusive death cult that is Islam takes over. We're supposed to accept the fact that this cult that have tried for 18 centuries to invade other countries and claim them as their own and have failed in almost every case, we're supposed to accept their claim as one and wholly true. Sorry, one that is wholly true. No, it's not. That has as much claim to this world as I have claim to the title of Mr. Fitness. I mean, at this point, as I said before, Keir the traitor Starmer has already... Do you mind, Tina? I mean, at this point, we already know that Keir the traitor Starmer has supported Tees in the past because he gave a load of money to Syria, which was, you know it, actually invaded and captured by extremists. So at this point, knowing full well that our Prime Minister... The next stop is my fist going through your speakers. So knowing full well he supported Tees, Keir the traitor Starmer should have been kicked out of office. The police should have kicked down his stores, dragged him out of that bloody building and put him behind bars. But as we all know, we live in a two-tier policing society where the oligarchy gets away with everything while we get locked up for so much as even speaking our minds. And even worse still, seems now even Katie Hopkins is now coming under fire, where she now potentially faces arrest for exercising her democratic right to free speech. The very thing that Keir the traitor Starmer is doing everything he can to destroy. The thing that he lies to Trump about and saying, oh, the UK has this. Yeah, tell that to Katie Hopkins, tell that to Lucy Connolly, tell that to Peter Lynch, God rest his soul, you traitorous, sectarian bastard. It is shit like this that makes me firmly believe there's only one way this is going to end, and it ain't going to be the ballot box. Elon Musk said it perfectly, that violence is coming to our country, that civil blank is coming to our country. Everything Keir the traitor Starmer has done has been carefully coordinated. Think about it. The ECHR, the Human Rights Act, Digital IDs, Online Safety Act, the way he's attacked the so-called far right while protecting invaders. Seriously, what is the fucking point of this tannery system? Well, let me tell you something, Starmer. You're fucking with the wrong people. Like I said before, when England blows its lid, it may take a long time, but when it does, run. Because you've got no chance against the English people. But what's truly sad is those on the left would oppose us not knowing we're trying to fight for their values as well. We're fighting for their pissing human rights and their ability to speak. Yet they want to silence us for daring to give them that opportunity. I think the term turkey celebrating Christmas springs to mind. At this point, they may as well say, is that with or without the cranberry sauce? Where you may be finding that the cranberry sauce is not cranberry, it's blood. We are in very, very dark times. Like I said before, if this was like 4 or 5 years ago, I wouldn't even be dreaming of talking about this stuff on the bus. I wouldn't even remotely be thinking of speaking about it on the bus or any public place. I'd be wanting to be somewhere private, somewhere obscure. The next stop will be my fist. Anyway, I would be looking for somewhere obscure so I wouldn't disturb anyone. But the cold bitter truth is we're now at a stage where we need to be much more vocal. We need to educate the public because the oligarchy is not going to slow down for anything. Think of the train with no brakes, and we've got to do everything we can to derail the oligarchy's plan. Because the way I look at it, we will end up becoming a minority, by the 30s or 40s if we don't rise up. We have to take back control. Well, it's that, or we can't be surprised when the oligarchy and the so-called religion of peace decide to declare Sharia law in this country. If ever there was a time for good English men and women to rise up, it's right now. Especially with reports now. Apparently there's a story that's going viral as well about a mother who's had 2 policewomen, one in a burqa no less, ending up coming along to her house asking, we want to see your sister's phone because she's viewing tweets and shit. I wish I was making this up, I really do. I honestly wish this story was a fabricated lie. But the truth is, it was 2 officers, and they really were turning up to her house asking for their daughter's phone because she was viewing social media posts. This is Keir the Traitor Starmer's own Islamic officers, folks. You can't seriously tell me that this man is advocating for free speech. That man is as much of an advocate for free speech as I am an advocate of healthy eating, quite frankly. And hell, even then I'd beat Keir the Traitor Starmer. At least I'll be honest with you. You'll be lucky if he's honest about his shoes. Thank you. I think the man needs a good trainer in telling the truth. Anyway, the fact is, we have a Prime Minister that has absolutely zero credibility in office. We have a man who is actively destroying this country, and yet nobody in the Labour Party has got the balls, whether up here or down there, or in my case both, to actually stand up and call for a vote of no confidence. There may be nobody in the Labour Party who wants to go for this, but I tell you what, it's a unanimous fucking decision from the people of England. Now we need these traitorous politicians to take out the trash and remove Starmer from power. If we give the benefit of the doubt for the first 2 or 3 months, it still doesn't change the fact that this Labour Party have been complicit and allowing Keir the Traitor Starmer to run this country into the ground for the best part of a fucking year. What happened to having good men and women having standards in politics? What happened to people showing integrity in the houses of treachery? I mean Parliament. Or maybe I was right first time. Why haven't we got people like Margaret Thatcher back in power? Yes, I know she's dead, but my point is, we need people who actually have a backbone in politics, not these spineless fucking coils. I think you know which ones I'm talking about. Those ones, are they called slinkies? I think that's what they are. The ones that keep going, boing, 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 just keep folding over on themselves. That's what we got in the houses of treachery right now. Though I think the slinkies might do a better job. At least they'd look better being colourful. Whereas these guys look about as lively, fucking damn it, stroke number 1, as lively as a funeral. Life of the fucking party. Yeah, my ass. Keir the Traitor Starmer wouldn't know lively, even if it came and socked him in the face. You could literally send a mortician into the houses of treachery, and somehow he'd still somehow make the place more fucking lively than having Keir the Traitor Starmer on his own, with all of his treacherous wankers he calls his friends. Now I know, as said in the live stream, for those that haven't seen it, I did effectively say I was taking a break, and I'm still going to hold to that. This is the last video that I'm making for the general public, those that can actually watch a video, rather than try to tune into a live stream where they may not be available. But the way I see it, this country is going down the shitter. It really is. But though we already knew that, generally speaking, more than anything, it's just a matter of the speed at which it's going. It's like being in one of those roller coasters. You're suddenly going up nice and slow, and then all of a sudden when you get to the top and you come down, you just crash into the fucking ground. That's what we've got with this government right now. And my God, we are plunging. We are plunging immeasurably fast. The way I see it, this country isn't going to last to the next general election. I know people want to be wishful and think, oh, we can just vote them out. Here's the thing. all those people, those invaders that are coming over from their third world shitholes, who do you think they're going to vote for? Who do you honestly think they're going to vote for? Because let's face it, that's been Keir the traitor Starmer's plan all along. Import his Labour voters, give them the right to vote, and he guarantees that he will always remain in power. He is not planning to win the next general election in a fair manner. He is rigging it from the start. He is doing everything in his power to basically make it so that in order to beat this man, you're going to have to climb a massive fucking mountain just to even attempt to knock him off his perch. That's what he's doing. He has such a stacked hand right now, you'd almost think he was playing 52 card pickup. This man is not going to play fair. This man is not going to give the people a good chance to take out the trash. Keir the traitor Starmer is going to do everything he can to effectively stick himself to the walls like one of those guys in a Velcro suit. He ain't going anywhere in any legitimate means, unfortunately. That's the cold, bitter truth. I realised this after the event that Tommy Robertson had. Yes, he may have united Europe, but the truth is, there is no way in hell or on God's given earth that Keir the traitor Starmer is going to back down. There is no way in hell or on God's earth he is ever going to give up control to another party, unless the oligarchy has it planned and it is already thought out of so that he can basically subvert the will of the English people. Think about it. Why do you think reform are suddenly the main talk of people, of the oligarchy, and how they want to smear him because basically he's the opposition to the government? Well, he's not opposition. He is controlled opposition. He is effectively a wolf in sheep's clothing. Ironically, what the Fabian Society are like. He is effectively the one who puts on the mask, pretends he's your friend, and when the day comes that he gets voted in power, he's going to pull out a knife and he's going to stab you all in the back. That's what's going to happen. You may not like me saying that, but that is the cold, bitter truth to all those reformians out there who think, oh, Nigel Farage is our answer. He's going to save us all, guys. Yeah, you are in for such a shock when that knife comes crashing into your back. Though at least it's not going to be like Jess Phillips says, I won't stab you in the back, I'll stab you in the front. Yeah, anybody remember that shit? And she's still in the Labour Party. She's still serving the Labour Party. She's the one crying victim when Islamists hate her and don't want her basically running her council or having a conference. But we're supposed to feel sorry for her when she's telling us she'd willingly stab us in the front. Yeah, I think take one of these and swivel, love, because that ain't gonna fucking happen. The truth is, I don't think we're going to be able to end this peacefully, politically. Of course, I want it to end politically and peacefully, but realistically, do you honestly think that this dictator, or again, maybe I was right first time, considering all the fucking rent boys from Ukraine that he's been having, do you honestly think he's going to give up that power? Do you honestly think that a man like Starmer is going to willingly give up his position as Prime Minister to let the people have what they want? He would sooner stick a 6-shooter in his mouth and blow his head off. It's as simple as that. Within At most, I'd say within a year, there is going to be civil blank. We're going to see a violent revolution. And as I've always said, I will never advocate for, condone, or justify it. But realistically, what happens when you have someone who is akin to the far left socialist dictator who wanted to conquer the world during the 1930s and 40s? And I think you know who I mean. What happens when you have the English, no, I'm not going to call him English, the British version of what he was, because I don't want to even attempt to smear the name of the English code with that disgusting maggot's name. I'd sooner pull a bottle of bleach from the fucking cupboard and down it in one, quite frankly. Advocation, please do not do that. Do not drink bleach. It will kill you. Don't do it. But that is honestly how he makes me feel. And a lot of people may not like that. And I'm sure YouTube's algorithm is not going to like that. But here's the thing about me. And you lot can say it with me. I'm not going to sugarcoat a motherfucking thing. I'm not going to mince my words. I'm going to say it exactly how it is. And I'll do my best not to bullshit you. Even if you might not hear from me for the next couple of months or so, short of an absolute emergency. The way I see it, there's only one way this is going to end. And the oligarchy will, of course, try to say, oh, you see, they are far-right racists and football hooligans and thugs and lockdown protesters and blah, blah, blah. Because that's all they're ever good at. Name tags. They throw them out like fucking frisbees. Because they haven't got shit on their side. They haven't got anything that resembles good on their side. They're all about lies and smears. That's all they'll ever be good at. We don't need to lie. Because here's the thing. For every lie that gets told, it's another story you have to remember. And it all adds up in the end. Well, I did this, and then I did that, and that. Oh, wait, hang on, no, I did this and that, and oops, oh, I let something slip. That's the way you need to look at it. Eventually, that tower of lies that these pricks in the houses of treachery in 10 Downing Street, in the justice system, and in the two-tier policing society have built up, all it's going to take is one slip, and that whole tower comes crashing down, just like that. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Because honestly, there is no man alive who'd be able to tell 100 fucking lies of the same story, of the same shit, and be able to keep it all together. Think of a ship out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean with 100 different fucking holes in it, taking on water. There is no way any person is going to be able to fill up those gaps quick enough. We are winning, folks. It's just not very apparent. They know we're winning, and they're scared. That's why Sly News, the BBC, all the mainstream media, they're of course preaching to the NPCs that are fast asleep, who haven't woken up yet, and trying to say, well, there was only 150,000 at this event, when it was more along the lines of 1 to 3 million people up there. And even if we only say it was only a million, that's lowballing it. Even if we were only to say that many, it still means the oligarchy is still batshit terrified of us. They know what Tommy Robinson is doing is a real threat. The fact he has millions of people right now behind him terrifies this government. What do you think would happen if that group suddenly decided enough's enough? And bear in mind, these are the people that could make it to the event, including myself, albeit only for a short while. What do you think would happen if all the people who were sitting on the sidelines joined in? I reckon there'd be at least another 2 or 3 million. And again, I think I'm lowballing that. But think about it. 1 to 3 million. Tommy Robinson mobilising 5% of the fucking country. Just as many people in this country as there is Muslims in this country. Let that sink in. He's capable of raising an army, just as Keir the traitor Starmer is importing his. Thing is, all the lefties out there who like to think they're smashing the fash, as it were, well, they'd be lucky if they could smash a hash brown. These guys think they're beating us. Fuck off. 5,000 people versus 1 million. You're a drop in the fucking ocean, my friend. Well, actually, no, you're not my friend. Fuck you. Any left-wing NPC that actively incites violence and tea against us, anybody who glorifies the death of Charlie Kirk, is a subhuman. Simple as that. That is not me saying it to claim superiority. That is me saying it as a matter of moral fucking standards. Because I think a lot of us would like to think that we don't need to advocate for violence against anyone. We don't need to wish harm upon anyone. We do not need to wish death upon a single person. We don't need to do that shit. Do you know what we're going to do? Take out the trash. That almost landed in the fucking bags as well. Jesus Christ. Anyway, the fact is, they're losing. The left are continually being the turkey celebrating Christmas. They always will be. Meanwhile, inciting violence against us. The very people who are trying to save them as well. Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the film The Mummy. You know, that one where, I think it was with Imhotep and, what's her name? Anuk-Sunamun. How the Pharaoh was trying to raise his queen back from the dead and basically rule over the world. That kind of thing. This thing is going to be the death of me. Fucking thing. Anyway, eventually, after Imhotep's defeated, I think Benny and the main protagonist, well, they've got to escape from the tomb. And basically the whole tomb is shutting down, closing in, all that shit. Well, Benny desperately tries to get to the exit, and the protagonist, even though he hates this guy's guts, is still offering his hand of support to hope Benny actually comes through and actually makes it, even when he has to abandon his goddamn loot because he's a greedy fucking bastard. Well, obviously, in that one, Benny didn't make it. And do you know what the protagonist goes? Goodbye, Benny. Because basically he knows he's fucked. He knows he's dead. And obviously Benny ends up getting eaten alive by scarabs. Horrible way to go. But that's basically what this whole thing reminds me of. Right now, we're the guy who's like, come on, you can make it, you can make it. And the lefties don't make it, and then they're getting eaten alive, basically. They are effectively throwing their lives away just to try and destroy us. And it's a shame when you think about it. But, I mean, if they're willing to do it to themselves, you know, you can only help so much with some of these people. You can only do so much for some of these moronic fools before you start to realise there is actually no helping them, quite frankly. The bottom line is this. No matter what the left tries to do, no matter what Keir the traitor Starmer tries to do, they will never beat us. We have always been triumphant against Islam for 18 centuries. We have pushed back the Islamic Crusaders, or rather the Islamic invaders, during the Holy Crusades and during whatever battles that we've had to face here and now, in peace and in wartime. They still want to conquer our countries. It's sad when you consider there are at least near enough 60 countries that these people could live in peace in. But that's not enough for them. 60 countries on this fucking planet, and they're not satisfied with that. We, the English, the British, the Welsh, the Scottish, the Irish, whatever you want to call us, we've only got 2 countries. We've got England, we've got the United Kingdom, which consists of Scotland, can't get the orientation right now, Scotland, Wales, and fucking England. We've got Ireland. Do you see us going out of our way to fly over to the east, or to the south, or to the west, to conquer their countries? I mean, you could argue we had a war with America, the revolution, I believe, the American Revolution. But in the end, we are all living in harmony. Whereas the Islamists are destroying each other from the inside out. And not content with that, they're trying to destroy us as well. It's the classic case of misery loves company. They're all miserable, so they want to come over and bring us down, so we're miserable too. Keir the traitor Starmer wants to bring in this lot as his voter base, so that the Tories and any other opposition haven't got a ghost of a chance of getting into power. That's what it comes down to. I do firmly believe there is going to be a revolution, and sadly it won't be a peaceful one. And when it does happen, Keir the traitor Starmer will only have himself to blame, and he'll have to resign, because his position will be completely untenable. He won't be able to stand by in good faith while he's literally pushed for this. He has pulled every dirty fucking trick in the book to try and get us at loggerheads with one another. And the truth is, he will succeed at some point. But he just doesn't realise yet it's all going to blow up in his face. And when it does, who knows what might happen to him. I don't wish any harm on anyone. But I will say this. Anything that happens to Starmer after that point, can't stress it enough. He's only got himself to blame for it. And as far as my break is concerned, after this video, starts right now. I am going to make sure that I am in a better place. I'm going to make sure that I take some time just to relax and enjoy life. Because we've got to enjoy it while we have it. You know not what you have until it's gone. Well, actually, no. There is one thing that I'll know I won't have when it's gone. This fucking cold! Fuck off! But jokes aside, you know not what you have until it's gone. It often takes a bit of time for you to realise that. Happiness you can bring back. Money you can get back. Family you can sometimes get back. But the one thing you'll never get back is the time you've spent. We must spend our time wisely, because right now, time is not our friend. But time is running out, more importantly, for Keir the traitor Starmer and the oligarchy. The sands of time continue to flow, and eventually, the last grain of sand will fall, and Starmer will know his time is up.